Why are emergency managers across 7 states making preparations they haven't needed since 2014? And what does this mean for 45 million Americans this weekend? Right now, as I speak to you, multiple weather systems are converging in ways that have meteorologists genuinely concerned about what's developing. A powerful atmospheric river that was supposed to weaken by now is instead intensifying, while 2 separate storm systems are about to collide across the northern plains in ways we haven't seen in over a decade. At the same time, temperatures are spiking to levels that could break Christmas records. I'm Michael Thompson, and today is Wednesday, December 17th, 2025. In the next 16 minutes, I'll walk you through exactly why this weather pattern has taken such a dangerous turn, and more importantly, what you need to do to protect your family and property. Here's what makes this different from any other forecast you'll hear today. I'm pulling data that's been updated within the last 3 hours. From the National Weather Service, emergency management briefings, and DOT road condition reports. This isn't speculation. These are the exact numbers that hospitals, emergency services, and transportation departments are using to make critical decisions right now. What really has me concerned is the combination we're seeing. The Pacific Northwest is dealing with historic flooding from what forecasters are calling a Category 5 atmospheric river. That same moisture is now feeding 2 major storm systems racing toward the central United States. Over 2,000 flights are already canceled across major hubs. Power companies have crews staged for potential outages affecting up to 3 million customers. Emergency shelters are activated in 12 counties across 3 states. The Washington National Guard has deployed over 300 members to assist with flood response. When I see this level of emergency preparation, I take notice. But here's where this story takes an unexpected turn. While the Northwest is drowning, temperatures across the central United States are about to soar to levels that could make this Christmas one of the warmest on record. We're talking about the possibility of 70-degree temperatures in St. Louis on Christmas Eve, while parts of the Northeast could see their first significant snowfall of the season. Now, let me show you something that might surprise you about this pattern. The jet stream configuration we're seeing right now is creating what meteorologists call a compound weather disaster. That's when multiple extreme events happen simultaneously across different regions, each one amplifying the other's impacts. Here's what I'm seeing in the data that has emergency officials concerned. In the Pacific Northwest, the Skagit and Snohomish rivers have crested at historic levels, breaking records last set in 1990. Over 100,000 people are within evacuation zones in Washington state alone. But that's just the beginning of our problems. As that atmospheric river moisture gets pulled into the upper atmosphere, it's supercharging 2 winter storms that are about to impact everything from Montana to Vermont. The first system is moving through the northern plains right now, bringing blizzard conditions to parts of North Dakota and Minnesota. But it's the second system, arriving Thursday into Friday, that really has me watching closely. Don't miss what I'm about to reveal at precisely the 3-minute mark, because I'll break down exactly what each region across America can expect hour by hour, including the shocking temperature swings that emergency management officials are preparing for right now. The pressure drops we're tracking are intense, from around 1,020 millibars in areas like Michigan and Wisconsin, down to around 980 millibars by late Thursday. If you're someone who gets headaches from pressure changes, Thursday afternoon across the Midwest is going to be particularly rough. That's a 40 millibar drop in less than 12 hours. At exactly 3 minutes, here's your comprehensive regional breakdown. Starting in the Northeast, where emergency management is taking this seriously. Maine's I-95 corridor from Kittery to Calais will see snow beginning Friday evening, with 3 to 6 inches possible by Saturday morning. Coastal counties, including Portland, could see a mix of rain and snow due to maritime influences. But interior regions from Bangor north are looking at legitimate accumulations. New Hampshire and Vermont, pay attention to the White Mountain region. The combination of elevation and moisture could produce 6 to 10 inches of snow above 2,000 feet. I-89 and I-91 corridors will see deteriorating conditions Friday night. Into Saturday morning, mountain rescue teams are already on alert, and ski area operations are implementing storm protocols. Massachusetts, here's what you need to know. Greater Boston and the 128 belt will likely see this start as rain Friday evening, before changing to snow overnight. Logan Airport is already planning for potential flight delays Saturday morning. The MBTA is preparing service modifications. Worcester County and the Central Hills could see 4 to 8 inches, with power outages possible due to wet, heavy snow on trees and lines. Southern New England, including Connecticut's I-95 and I-91 corridors, you're looking at a narrow band of moderate snow. Hartford and the inland valleys could see 2 to 5 inches, with ice concerns where temperatures hover near freezing. Bradley Airport and TF Green are monitoring conditions closely. New York State faces a complex situation. The New York City Metro and Long Island will likely escape the worst of this, but the Hudson Valley along I-87 could see significant impacts. From Albany north, we're looking at 4 to 8 inches possible. The Adirondacks could see locally higher amounts. 3 major airports, JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark, are coordinating with state highway crews who have been mobilized across the region. Pennsylvania, from the I-95 Philadelphia corridor north, PennDOT is pre-treating over 40,000 miles of roadway. The I-80 corridor across central regions could see 3 to 7 inches, with elevation making the difference. Pittsburgh and the I-79 corridor will see less impact, but northern tier counties, including Scranton, could see significant snow. Moving to the southeast, where this system's reach is expanding beyond initial forecasts, Virginia's northern region and the D.C. metro area need to watch Friday night into Saturday. Reagan National and Dulles are already adjusting schedules. Federal operations could be impacted Saturday. The I-95 Richmond corridor will likely see rain, but the Shenandoah Valley along I-81 could see a transition to snow with elevation effects. North Carolina's Triangle region along Interstate 40 and Interstate 85 will stay mostly rain, but don't be surprised if you see some wet snowflakes mix in Friday night. RDU Airport is monitoring conditions. Charlotte and the Piedmont should stay all rain, but Asheville and the Western Mountains could see snow above 3,000 feet. The NCDOT is monitoring over 80,000 miles of roadway, and hospital systems have surge protocols in place. Across the Midwest, where the real action is happening, Ohio's Cleveland and northern counties are already feeling the Lake Erie effects. Columbus and central Ohio could see 2 to 5 inches Thursday night into Friday. Cincinnati will likely see mostly rain due to Ohio River Valley protection. Indiana faces a sharp north-south gradient. Northwest counties, including Gary, will see significant snow due to Lake Michigan influences. Indianapolis could see 1 to 3 inches, but southern Indiana along the Ohio River will likely stay rain. The timing is critical. Thursday evening commute could be impacted. Illinois, the Chicagoland area, and northeast counties need to prepare for significant impacts. O'Hare and Midway are already planning for delays. Lake Michigan effects could enhance snowfall totals. Central Illinois, including Springfield, will see less, but still expect 2 to 4 inches Thursday night. Michigan faces a complex setup. Southeast Michigan, including Detroit, could see 4 to 8 inches, with multiple Great Lakes influences. West Michigan, including Grand Rapids, will see Lake Michigan enhancement. The Upper Peninsula is looking at significant accumulations, possibly 6 to 12 inches in snowbelt areas. Wisconsin's Milwaukee and southeast counties will see Lake Michigan effects enhance totals. Madison and south central areas should expect 3 to 6 inches. Northern counties near Lake Superior could see locally higher amounts. Minnesota's Twin Cities Metro faces continental effects with possible 4 to 7 inches. Northern Minnesota could see 6 to 10 inches, especially in the Iron Range region where Canadian influences add to the totals. Now here's the part that changes everything. While we're dealing with snow across the northern tier, the same system is pulling up massive amounts of warm air from the Gulf of Mexico. This creates what we call a thermal gradient shock, extreme temperature differences over short distances. But wait, there's something most forecasts aren't telling you. This pattern is setting up something remarkable for Christmas week. The jet stream configuration that's causing all these problems now is about to flip completely. We're looking at the possibility of what meteorologists call torchmas, record-breaking warm temperatures for Christmas. Here's exactly what you need to do in the next 24 hours, and I'll break this into 3 priority levels. Priority 1, next 6 hours. If you're in the snow zone from Minnesota to Maine, complete any essential travel tonight. Road conditions will deteriorate rapidly after midnight. Charge all devices and check flashlight batteries. If you take medication, make sure you have at least a 5-day supply. Grocery stores will be crowded tomorrow morning. Priority 2, next 24 hours. Cancel any non-essential travel planned for Thursday evening through Saturday morning. If you must travel, leave early Thursday and carry winter emergency supplies. Check on elderly neighbors, especially those who might lose power. Download offline maps and have alternative communication plans. Priority 3, 24 to 72 hours. Monitor local emergency management updates closely. Have backup heating plans. If you lose power, keep your vehicles above half tank. This system moves fast, so recovery begins Sunday. The timing of this system is what makes it critical. Here's your hour-by-hour breakdown for the most dangerous period. Thursday, 6 p.m. to midnight. Snow develops across the northern plains and Great Lakes. Travel becomes dangerous. On interstates from Minnesota to Michigan, wind gusts reach 40 to 50 miles per hour, creating near blizzard conditions. Friday, midnight to 6 a.m. Snow expands eastward into Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York. This is when the heaviest snow rates occur minus up to 2 inches per hour in some areas. Visibility drops to near zero. Friday, 6 a.m. to noon. Snow reaches the Northeast. Morning commutes will be severely impacted from Boston to Washington. Airport delays cascade across the system. This is when most power outages will occur. Friday, noon to 6 p.m. Snow begins tapering from west to east. Road crews start making progress, but many secondary roads remain impassable. Emergency services may still be delayed. Here's what you need to know about Christmas week that could save you problems. Starting Sunday, warm air floods back into the United States. We're talking about potential record-breaking temperatures. Chicago could hit 60 degrees on Christmas Eve. St. Louis might reach 70 degrees. Even Minneapolis could see 50 degrees. That's 40 degrees above normal for late December. This dramatic temperature swing creates its own problems. Rapid snowmelt could cause flooding issues in areas that just got heavy snow. Ice jams become possible on rivers. The freeze-thaw cycle can damage roads and infrastructure. It's like experiencing 3 different seasons in 1 week. Meanwhile, back in the Pacific Northwest, the atmospheric river story is far from over. Another strong system is forecast to arrive late Sunday into Monday, bringing renewed flooding concerns. Rivers that are just starting to recede will surge again. The ground is already saturated, so any additional rainfall will run off immediately. Mudslide risk remains high through next week. Here's something that might surprise you about this entire pattern. What we're seeing is actually a classic La Niña signature, but amplified by warmer ocean temperatures. The jet stream is behaving exactly as we'd expect in a La Niña winter, active in the Pacific Northwest, diving south across the eastern United States, then allowing warm air to surge north between systems. What's different is the intensity. These atmospheric rivers are stronger than we typically see. The temperature swings are more extreme. The pressure differences are greater. It's like taking a normal weather pattern and turning up the volume. For those of you who've lived through many winters like this, you probably remember similar patterns from the early 1980s or late 1990s. The difference now is our forecasting ability and emergency preparedness are so much better. We can see these systems coming days in advance. and coordinate responses accordingly. That's exactly why emergency managers are taking action now, before the worst impacts arrive. Here's what really matters for your daily life. If you're in the snow zone, Thursday evening through Friday afternoon is when you need to be home and settled. Don't attempt to drive. In whiteout conditions, emergency responders may not be able to reach you immediately. If you lose power, remember that temperatures behind this system will actually moderate quickly. This isn't a prolonged Arctic blast. By Sunday, you'll be dealing with spring-like conditions. For families with holiday travel plans, here's my recommendation. If you're driving more than 200 miles and your route crosses the snow zone, either leave tonight or wait until Sunday. Friday and Saturday, we'll see thousands of travelers stranded. Airlines are already adjusting schedules proactively. If you're flying, expect delays, but also expect airlines to be more accommodating with changes, since this system is well forecasted. Most carriers have already waived change fees for affected airports. Now let me bring this all together for you with the 3 most critical things you need to remember. Immediate actions. Complete any essential preparations tonight. This system moves fast, but it also clears out fast. Don't let the short duration fool you into thinking it's not serious. Key timing. Thursday evening through Friday afternoon is your danger window. Plan accordingly. Saturday afternoon, conditions begin improving rapidly from west to east. Safety priorities. Stay off the roads during peak snow periods. Check on elderly neighbors who might need help with preparations. Keep your phone charged for emergency communication. Remember, emergency services may be delayed during the worst conditions. Looking ahead to Christmas week, we're watching a fascinating pattern develop. This could be one of the warmest Christmas periods in decades across much of the United States. If you're hoping for a white Christmas, you'll need to be in the mountains or northern Minnesota. But here's what I find remarkable about this entire sequence. In the span of 1 week, we're going from blizzard conditions to spring-like warmth, then potentially back to winter weather early next year. It's a reminder of just how dynamic our atmosphere can be. For the Pacific Northwest, my heart goes out to communities dealing with this ongoing flooding crisis. The next atmospheric river arriving Sunday will unfortunately prolong the recovery process. If you have family or friends in that region, stay in touch and offer support where you can. Stay safe out there. Check on neighbors who might need help with preparations. And remember, we've handled challenging weather before and we'll get through this together. Emergency services are well prepared and coordinated. The key is making smart decisions about travel and timing. I'll be monitoring this system continuously and will update you immediately if anything changes significantly. Based on current data, expect rapid improvement by Saturday afternoon with near normal travel conditions, returning Sunday as warm air floods back into the region. In my next forecast, I'll reveal the fascinating Christmas week pattern that's developing, why this warm surge could make December 2025 one of the most unusual on record, and the surprising temperature records that could fall just as astronomical winter begins. I'm Michael Thompson. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next forecast.